Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today we're continuing What If Hercule Was a Saiyan? This is going to be part 4, so if you haven't already seen the first 3 parts, they'll be linked in the description and comment section where you can check them out to catch up. But for those of us who have seen it, I'm just going to go ahead and continue the video now. So staying in the future timeline, Gohan and Videl have started something of a relationship during this time. Even more years would pass, and it would be revealed that Videl is pregnant, which Gohan sees as a sign. They started this fight when they were kids, and now they're about to raise a child in a world still ruled by the androids. He knows that the time is running out, so he sneaks out occasionally to fight the androids alone. This leads to him getting those scars we see from the canon future Gohan. One morning, Videl notices a facial scar and realizes what's going on. She doesn't want him to fight alone, as their child needs their father in their life. Gohan sees her concern but tries to cheer her up by saying it's fine. Meanwhile, Hercule has been taking more time to train the young Trunks, who has achieved Super Saiyan due to all the extra training he's had in this version. One night, Videl notices that Gohan is gone and quickly goes to inform her father. After hearing this, he takes her and Trunks to save Gohan from the androids. Upon their arrival, they see a battered Gohan on the ground with his arm blown off. Hercule, Videl, and Trunks go Super Saiyan, and the androids say that they're gonna end this today, to which Hercule would agree, and the 3 Super Saiyans attack, being kind of able to hold their own due to the many years they've spent training. However, Trunks is a lot weaker than Videl and Hercule, so he is used as leverage by the androids. They injure him, forcing Videl to try and get in the way, only for her to be hit with a fierce attack by Android 18. Due to her late pregnancy, this causes Videl to collapse onto the ground, reverting to her base form. Hercule screams out for his daughter and attacks Android 18 with newfound anger. He's able to fight her off, telling Trunks to grab Videl and go. 17 says that they're not done with him yet and tries to attack Trunks, but that's when he's grabbed from behind. He turns to see the injured Gohan holding on with his one arm. He refuses to let go, and so Trunks is able to escape with Videl. 17 quickly cuts off Gohan's last arm before blasting him to death. With that, he's able to assist 18 and finally kill the enraged Hercule as well, although he would not make it easy at all. Once they make it out of there, Trunks quickly gives Videl a Senzu Bean, possibly saving her and the baby. The two then fly off to Capsicorp and reveal the bad news to Bulma. Luckily, she had been working on a time machine in order to fix all of this. 3 years pass, and Bulma has finally created a way to go back to the past to save everyone. By now, Videl's baby has been born. It's a girl named Pan, and she's being raised with the help of her grandmother Chi-Chi. At the same time, Trunks is serving as an older brother figure to her. During this time, Videl has been training Trunks, allowing him to become much stronger than in canon. He goes off to face the androids one last time before the time machine is finished, and actually does quite well against them. However, they both see him as a threat and go all out in order to stop him. This leads to Trunks being defeated and saved by Videl and Bulma. Trunks is then sent back in time to when King Cold and Mecha Frieza showed up on Earth. He proceeds to go Super Saiyan and easily take care of the two. After that, he begins conversing with the gang, who were there as well. When Hercule starts questioning him, Trunks pulls him aside and tells him something important. There's going to be a huge battle, which people will probably die in. No matter what, he has to continue fighting and never give up on protecting the Earth. Hercule is confused by this, but agrees to it. The main reason Trunks is saying this is because he had learned at the time Hercule gave up fighting the androids in his timeline. This partially led to the death of Krillin and stunted their training for a while. So he wants to make sure that doesn't happen here. Goku eventually shows up and Trunks relays the information about the androids as well as giving him the heart medicine. The two also spar where Trunks would actually be stronger than Goku here. And so afterward he leaves back to his timeline. The gang decides to train, with Hercule and Videl joining Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan. Everyone else trains like how they did in the original story. Because Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan have 2 extra sparring partners, they're going to become quite a bit stronger. Hercule is able to achieve the Super Saiyan form in this period, and Gohan and Videl are almost there as well. After the 3 years pass, the gang meets up and looks for the androids. Yamcha gets bodied by Android 20 and the Z-Fighters show up to fight. They take the fight away from the city, and this will actually be a 2-on-2. Hercule and Goku versus 19 and 20. Hercule is actually able to win his fight against 19, while Goku is in a stalemate with Android 20. This leads to both Goku and Hercule trying to wipe them out with a Kamehameha wave, but the 2 androids absorb the blasts. Goku then collapses to the ground, clutching at his chest. It is realized that he's being hit by the heart virus, so Yamcha grabs him and takes him home to take the medicine. Hercule has also now been drained of a lot of energy, and the androids are both much stronger now. Luckily, that's when Vegeta shows up, and he quickly beats up Android 19 using Super Saiyan and avoids any chance of his energy being stolen. This fight would be more difficult for Piccolo though, since Android 20 has absorbed a full power Kamehameha wave from Super Saiyan Goku. Piccolo would still have the advantage in the fight, but I could see Jiro stealing some of his energy, making it much more even. Due to that, Piccolo and Jiro's battle continues on until Jiro decides to escape. After that, Future Trunks shows up and they chase after Jiro, who is able to sneak up on Piccolo and drain even more energy from him. Gohan arrives and saves him, but Jiro is now extremely powerful, so he quickly slams Gohan to the ground. More of the Z-Fighters start to close in and Jiro leaves and gets into his lab. There, he activates 17 and 18. However, this is when a pretty large change would occur. When 17 attacks Jiro, he's able to block it due to his much higher strength in this timeline. He isn't nearly as strong as 17's full power, but one kick wouldn't be enough to beat him. After seeing his own creation betray him, Jiro blows up the exit door and flies past all of them. The Z-Fighters want to go after him, but Trunks says that the androids from this timeline are the ones that are right here. So they've got to let Jiro out and fight them instead. 17 and 18 bring out Android 16 and prepare to go hunt down Jiro. However, Vegeta wants to fight them. So 18 and Vegeta have the same fight they did canonically, with Future Trunks jumping in as well. All the Z-Fighters also attack, besides Krillin of course, so 17 helps to defeat them. The androids then leave and the gang are left defeated. So now they've got 4 androids on the loose, but little do they know that they actually have 5. Goku heals up with the medicine and brings up the time chamber to Vegeta and the others. Hercule is extremely skeptical of letting Vegeta go first, so he offers to go instead. He brings Videl into the time chamber, and the two train intensely. Meanwhile, Piccolo fuses with Kami and looks into all the deaths that have been happening around the cities. He finds Jiro absorbing some random people in a town and prepares to confront him. But that's when he senses many familiar energies arriving at the scene, and a bug-like figure steps out of a building, dragging a man on the ground. He sinks his tail into the man and drains his energy, absorbing it into himself. Piccolo can sense his own energy as well as some of the Z-Fighters within this creature. It approaches Jiro, who is confused as to how Cell has already grown so much. Of course, Cell replies that he's not from this timeline, and Jiro is glad to see that his creation is so intelligent. The doctor says that he can help Cell find the androids so that he can become perfect, and together they can have their revenge. Cell is intrigued, but that's when Piccolo steps in and confronts the two. He says that he isn't going to let them get away with their plan, and so they begin fighting, with Jiro and Cell working together to beat Piccolo, who succumbs to their attacks. This allows Cell to spill all the information to Piccolo about how he was made and all that, and now that Piccolo has learned what he needed, he goes full power and easily beats both of them down. However, Cell uses a solar flare and escapes, with Jiro following closely behind him. After that, Piccolo leaves and informs the Z-Fighters of this event. Eventually, we get to the iconic fight of Piccolo versus 17, and Piccolo is actually stronger here. But as he begins to win the battle, Android 18 jumps in as well to help her brother. Future Trunks tries to save Piccolo, saying that a 2v1 isn't what they agreed to, but she ignores him. He then goes Super Saiyan and charges at her, holding her off from joining her brother. While all of them are distracted, Cell and Jiro lurk around. Trunks is getting beaten by Android 18, who leaves to join 17 in fighting Piccolo. Krillin and Gohan show up to try to help Trunks up, but that's when Jiro arrives, beating all of them down. He begins absorbing energy from each of them as Cell sneaks up on 18 and attempts to absorb her. Piccolo sees this and tries to do his best to stop it, which causes his arm to get absorbed in the process. Cell then easily beats up the weakened Piccolo and 17 as well, attempting to absorb him first. But Android 16 also jumps in to take Cell down, which has moderate success, as the two are pretty much equals. As Cell is about to lose to 16, Jiro shows up and calls his creation off, which 16 obeys because he is fully machined. However, I don't think he'd follow any other orders for attacking the androids, so Cell would be alone on that and would be forced to absorb 17, with 18 hiding away. The bug then proceeds to beat down on 16 with his newfound power, which Jiro wouldn't like. He yells at Cell to stop as this was his son, and so Cell quits and turns around to Jiro. As he's about to approach him, his smile fades, and he looks up into the sky to see a man. Tenshinhan is floating above and yells as he fires a Neo Tri-Beam at Cell over and over again. Jiro is also caught in this blast and is obliterated due to being much weaker, but Cell lives. He knocks Tenshinhan to the ground afterward, and Goku shows up with instant transmission to save everyone and get them out of there. After that, Hercule and Videl arrive, with Videl being a little bit taller due to the year in the time chamber. Future Trunks yells for Hercule to stop Cell from absorbing Android 18, but Cell is pretty confident that he can still beat Hercule. However, that is until he powers up into Super Saiyan Grade 2 and easily begins slamming him, with him barely being able to fight back. Hercule and Videl were quite a bit weaker than Vegeta and Trunks when they trained in the time chamber in canon, but at least they trained together, so this allowed them to both increase in strength much faster than Vegeta and Trunks. Because Hercule is kind of scared of Cell's perfect form after hearing all the rumors about it, he doesn't really want to let Cell absorb 18. So this basically just leads to Hercule killing Cell right there, as I can't see any reason why he'd be able to survive. After all, Videl is also there, and she has Grade 2 as well, and if you're going to argue that Hercule might be cocky, Videl being there might also give him an extra reason to kill Cell, because why would he put her at risk? So even if Cell tried to escape, she'd intercept him and defeat him as well. So Cell is killed by Hercule, and the day is saved. Future Trunks is now adamant on killing androids 16 and 18, but Krillin says that they shouldn't kill them because they haven't really done anything wrong yet. And maybe they can try to reprogram 16 and just let them live. And so, Trunks gives in, although very hesitantly. They also decide to revive Android 17, because why not, since he was killed inside Cell by Hercule. With Dende as the new Earth's guardian, they are able to revive 17 and remove the bombs from all 3 androids. Bulma and her father then proceed to reprogram Android 16 and patch him up so that he can go off and live life. Vegeta and Trunks go into the time chamber next, and Trunks then goes back to his own timeline and kills his androids. Goku and Gohan are next in the time chamber, as Videl suggests Gohan do at least this one last thing before he stops fighting. She spent the year in there sparring with her father, and it was really enjoyable for her. And so Gohan decides to take his best friend's advice and trains with Goku until they unlock Super Saiyan Grade 4. After that, Piccolo goes in alone, and that's basically the end of the Cell arc. So with that done, we can now end the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the story so far, and look forward to the Buu arc, which will be in the next part. And us being finished with part 4 now marks the midpoint of the series, and yeah, we've got 4 more parts, guys. This is a really long series. But I hope you guys are liking it, and I hope you're excited to see what else changes, because there's quite a bit. But as always, tell me if you liked this part, tell me what you think will happen next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.